How do you find the point on a segment that partitions the segment by a given ratio? Really weird question, I know, just check it out. We're going to be using the concept of a directed line segment. This means that the segment has direction associated with it, usually specified by moving from one endpoint to the other. Just like on that question I showed you, M to N, right? All right. Midpoint of a segment divides a segment in what? Half. Okay? Midpoint is how far between 2 points?
Middle.
The middle, which is in half, okay? Sometimes, however, so it's easy to find the midpoint, right? We have a formula for all that. Sometimes, though, we don't just want to find a midpoint. We want to partition a segment a different way, okay? So check this out. I want to find the point on, I want to find point P on line segment AB such that it is partitioned in a ratio of 1 to 3. Mean absolutely nothing to you right now, okay? Watch how easy it can be. Let's graph A and B, right? Y'all have this handout if you came in late. So, I love graphing too, man. 3, 4. Here we go. 0, 0. Over 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, there's A. Go ahead and label it A. All right, and then B is at 7, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yay! Okay. All right, so if you took a straight edge, which you can use your paper to do, okay, you would have line segment AB. All right. We really made this easy on this handout for you, which is why we're using it, okay? All right, what do you have to do? The first thing you've got to do is convert the ratio AB into a fraction, which is A over A plus B. So let's see this. Guys, if the ratio is 1 to 3, and when I create my fraction, I think of the ratio like this.
Oh, so
A is what? What is A? 1. A is 1. What is B? 3. So A over A plus B equals 1 over 1 plus 3. What is 1 plus 3?
4.
So this is 1 over 4, or 1/4. All right, let me go over this again. You have a ratio. The ratio on your paper this time is 1 to 3. Okay, 1:3, right? That means that, the end fraction you're going to get from going from the ratio to the fraction is 1 over 1 plus 3, which is how I get 1/4. Okay?
So what is the part of P is 1/4?
Yeah, this means that P is 1/4 of the distance from A to B, right? Read the problem. Find P such that it is partitioned in a ratio of 1 to 3. So P is 1/4 of the distance from A to B. Okay? After we do a couple of these, you guys will get the hang of this. Use the formula. Here's our formula. Okay? Use the formula to find the x-coordinate of P. Well, the x-coordinate of P, the x-coordinate of point A is what? What is the coordinate of A?
3.
3, right?
Yeah.
Remember, all I got to do is have this in mind. A is at 3, 4, correct? What's the x-coordinate of A?
3.
3. What's the x-coordinate of B?
7.
7, right? So, x1, 3, plus A over A plus B, 1/4, times x2, 7, minus x1, 3. Right? not too much. I know there's a lot of moving parts to it. If you follow the formula, you strictly follow the formula, this is pretty much foolproof. 3, correct? That's 3, plus, what did we just do up here? 1/4. 1/4. What is the x2?
7.
7 minus what?
3.
7 minus 3. Okay, you can put that in your calculator. Type it just like they have it, here. 3 plus fraction 1/4. Go to the right, hit parentheses. 7 minus 3.
4.
Close your parentheses. What do you get? Should be getting 4, right?
Sarah, how do you make a
You just have 7.3.
Minus 3. 7 minus 3. Okay? Everybody should be getting 4. Okay? So what did we just find there? We found the x-coordinate of point P.
Today you're saying.
Where'd you, wait, where, how is it A?
Okay? Now we're gonna do the same thing, finding the y-coordinates, okay? Same formula, y-coordinates though. I'll help you out, Haley. What is the y-coordinate of point A? 4. Y-coordinate of A is 4. What is the y-coordinate of point B? 12. Now let's plug in the same stuff. So y1 is 4. Your fraction is 1/4, correct? Okay? 1/4. Y2 is 12. And y1 was 4. Now plug it in your calculator. 4 plus fraction 1/4 parentheses 12 minus 4.
6.
What are you getting? 6. Okay? So you can put all that together. Guys, that's it.
Wait, the only part I don't understand is where do you get like the 1 over?
3.
Let me get it. Let me help you out just a second. Let's finish this off. And I'm gonna do another one, okay?
1 over 4.
Right.
I don't know how to get that.
The coordinates of P are what? 4, 6. Point P is how far of the distance from A to B? 1/4, right? It's 1/4 of the distance from A to B. Let's go up here and graph it so we can finish our answer. P, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if I was able to draw, okay, that would be point P, and from A to B, that is approximately 1/4 of that distance, right? All right, now any questions you have about the formula or anything like that? Speak now.
Is it always going to be, what you said, 1/4?
Is it always going to be 1/4? No.
How do you not that? I just don't.
Yeah.
It's fine. Let's go. I think y'all will be able to get it. I get that from my ratio. Okay? Let me show you how you do that. Let me ask you this. Does anybody have any questions about the formula? I want everybody to look at your formula sheet so y'all can understand where I'm getting this. I split up the formula into 2 different parts, okay? You see the third formula down, it's the third formula down. Underneath where it says or, it says xy equals x1 plus a over b times x2 minus x1, semicolon, y1 plus a over b, y2 minus y1. Y'all got that? Okay? That's the formula we're using. Alright? Oh. A over a plus b. Alright? Y'all see that? And all you did was, we divided it up into 3 different steps. We convert A to B, right? We convert this to a fraction. That's how I get 1/4. Then I found the x-coordinate. Then I found the y-coordinate. Okay? Yo.
So like, what if you had a fraction like a 2/16 or something like that?
It'd be 2 2 to 16 would become 2 over 2 plus 16. Okay, so let's look at this right here, guys. Given that A is at 1, I'm on the second page now. Given that A is at 1, 1, and B is at 7, 4. Find point P on AB such that it is partitioned in a ratio of 1 to 2. Okay? Alright, this one doesn't have the fill in the blanks, so you're going to have to go with me here, okay? Right? Let's graph A and B. So I'm going to graph. Number 1, let's graph. Okay? Point A is at 1, 1. Point B is at 7, 4. Right? Here's A. Here's B. Okay, I'm going to draw a line segment right there. It's close enough for government work. All right, there we go. There is line segment AB. Now, over here, it tells you your steps. After I graph, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to convert ratio to fraction. Okay? What's my ratio here? One. Let's talk about how we say this. When I talk about a ratio, 1:2. That's a ratio of 1 to 2. 1 to 2. It's not the first 2 that I say is TO, okay? 1, 2, TO, 2, the number 2, okay? 1 to 2, right? All right, so if I've got okay, maybe not. All right, I've got 1, 2, and that's written like this, A to B. I gotta use my fraction over here. Right here. Okay? I'm using my fraction 1 over 1 plus 2. Why? Because just like right here, it's A over A plus B. Okay? You're using that same conversion. Well, this is the same as 1 over 3, correct?
Oh, okay, I get it.
Okay? That's how in the prior problem it became 1/4. Now it's 1/3.
Alright, I get it. Because I was thinking you were using, because you put the A over A plus B, I was thinking you were using like the points for
No.
to get
Nope.
that. Okay.
Uh-uh. You gotta look at the ratio to find that. Yeah. Well, yeah. Your denominator is the sum of your ratio. Okay. If that helps you out.
Always ask one.
And the numerator is just the first one you see. Nope. Philip just said you always add 1. Good question. Philip, let's convert this one. 2 to 3.
So it'd be
Y'all with me? 2 to 3. If I convert this ratio, it's going to be what? 2 over 2 plus 3. Right? It's 2 over 5. Correct? And so on and so forth. Okay? Y'all with me? Should you ever have, think about this, should you ever have an improper fraction? No. Okay? No. You should never have an improper fraction, right? Because your denominator should always be bigger than your numerator. Because you're always taking the sum as a denominator. Let's get back up to this problem right here. Okay? Alright. I'm now using this formula right here to find my x coordinate point. So I'm gonna say x1 plus my fraction times the difference between the x coordinates. I know it can be tough. Let's talk about it. What's the x coordinate of A? Anybody? 1. What was the fraction I'm dealing with now?
1/3.
1/3. What's the x coordinate of B? Anybody? 7 minus 1. Okay? That with me on that?
3.
What do you get when you get all that? 3. Okay? 3.
Y is 2.
Now I'm going to do the same thing with the y's. Take this, do the same thing with the y's. Y1 plus A over B, Y2 minus Y1. What's the y coordinate? What's the first y coordinate?
2.
Try again.
Oh, wait, oh.
Try again. 1, right? 1 plus 1/3. What's y2? 4 minus 1. What do you get when you get that? What'd you get? Anybody?
I got
2? So, think about this, guys. You now take, point P is at 3, 2. Here's your y, here's your x. That's all you gotta do. You go graph 3, 2. 3, 2. Okay? That's where point P is. Right?
Why do you always have to put the second for the first one? Like x2 minus x1. Because then you'll have a lower number than minus.
I don't really know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know why. I'm not, okay. I probably should have done this, and I could, if we had more time, I could research where this formula came from, partitioning a line segment came from. I want you guys to get practice on it today, which is so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Alright, but it's a good question. Why is x2 minus x1? Probably distance formula would come into play here, right? You'll see how the distance formula is involved. x2 minus x1. Remember that one?
Now, what if negatives end up coming into play? Could they? Like,
Sure. You're going to see some with some negatives. Next problem, okay? I'm going to let you guys do the next problem, and then I'll do it in just a little bit, okay? So y'all do this one on your own. So I just graphed these, m and n. M is at -4, -1. N is at 0, 3. So first thing we do, should be getting this down by now. After I graph, okay, what I want to do is I'm going to go from ratio to fraction. And remember, you got to get this part down. This is the part to slow down and make sure you get correct, okay? The ratio to fraction. The ratio of 1 to 2 becomes 1 over 1 plus 2, which is a ratio of 1/3. Right? Again, if you don't have the fraction right, none of the other stuff's going to be right. Okay? So you make sure you got that fraction part right. Okay? Y'all got me? That conversion's really important. Then I'll take the formula, x1 plus a over b, or a plus b, x2 minus x1, -4 plus 1/3 of 0. What happens when I do 0 minus -4?
Positive.
0 plus 4. Okay? I'm going to do this. I've heard a lot of people talk about decimals and fractions. Let's make sure. -4 plus 1/3, 0 plus 4. Okay, so I'm getting -8/3, which is -2.6. Okay, -2.6, repeating. Let's do the same thing with the y's. We call this step 3. Step 4, do the same work with the y's. Y1 plus A over A plus B, Y2 minus Y1. Y1 was -1 plus 1/3, 3 plus 1, right? Okay. Do this one. -1 plus 1/3, 3 plus 1. That's 1/3 is what I'm getting. Okay, 1/3 or 0.3 repeating. Okay, so how do I graph that point? All right. This is why I like doing this with decimals. Okay. If I'm going to graph this point, I'm going to go all the way between -2 and -3. Correct? You got me? It's a little bit more than halfway. Where is -2.6 in comparison to being between -2 and -3, right?
Where'd you
With
get
the
1/3? I got 7.
I'll get you just a second. -1 plus 1/3 over 3 plus 1. Alright, so -2.6, let's just estimate it to be about right there, alright? And then we're going to go up 0.3. It's not very far, it's about 1/3 of the way up that first box,
Can't you
right?
just like go up until you hit that line?
-2.6, yeah. You know that it has to be on the line, right? Y'all figure that part out, right? It's got to be on the line, so plot it on the line. Let's make sure we understand this. On your EOC, are you going to have to draw line segments?
Yeah.
No! It's on a computer, guys. You're not going to be drawing this stuff. Are you going to have to plot, maybe next year, I don't think this year. Are you going to have to plot that point, physically plot it? No. What is your answer going to be on the EOC? This right here. -2.6, comma, 0.3. I doubt that they would do that to you and put it in decimal form. If they do, you know how to do it, right? Okay? Any questions on that? Yo,
Why'd you change that to a plus?
sure. Right here? For the +4?
It's a 1.
What is 0 minus -4? 0 plus 4. Right? Yep. Just like in our distance formula, when we have minus negative, I say this all the time. What is math talk, math speak? We don't say 0 minus -4. We say 0 plus 4. Okay? Anybody else? You ready to rock and roll?